Will be. I'm gonna count it down.
Alright, hold on.
Alright. Everybody's at their offsets. Everybody will go into separate times. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! And we have PGA Mexican off to the races. Let's see how this goes. Is world record free? It is. It is so far. Alright. Headed down to the first Ridley. Making jumps that probably could be a little smaller, but you know how he does it. He does it nice and big.
It's just the only thing I'm used to.
Exactly. We've got people practicing. We've got Galen loading up his SD to SNES. Got Castlevania Chain Whipping sitting with Beef-Rob as PGA takes the damage from Ridley. We've got Croak using that fancy offset. And I got NOS energy drinks because it's fucking awesome. That's how we stay hyped today. PGA Mexican headed out of series. Looking at these offsets, we've got our first person come up at 338. 338 is what we're waiting for that first person to come in. We're at 125, 126 with PGA. Boom, boom, boom. PGA is out of series station. And we are only a little under, I don't know, a minute and a half away from our next competitor starting. PGA pulling out all the stops, wearing that fancy white jacket and shades.
You know how I do. It's a big day.
It's a big day. Bum, ba-dum, bum. Some fancy music in the background. Hope you guys are all here to enjoy this fantastic tournament. 46 series. Croak is calling a 46 series. Let's see if he can do that when he gets started. Bum, bum, ba-dum, bum, bum, ba-dum, bum. Headed down parlor. Spending that time to do Moonfall. And then hitting every other platform on the way down.
Shut up.
Moonfall in like a boss load down climb room. Let's see if he'll get pitless.
No.
Nope, not pitless. Oh, double pitted. It's like double breasted, but worse.
Chesty, bro. That's my move right there.
Who's the next person going? It's Beef Robber at 338. He's getting close. 30 seconds or less before we get our second competitor in the race. PJ grabbing Morph Ball, heading over to Alpha Missiles. We've got Kishumo just chilling in the corner, playing ROM hacks while he waits because his offset's so big. Kishumo with an offset of 7 minutes 36 seconds. That is not that long though. That is not that long. Hopefully he gets his ROM up. He's got less than probably 3 minutes to go until he starts. Hopefully he is using these new offsets. We'll paste them in the Discord once again. We've got our second competitor in. We've got Beef Robber racing through series, headed down into Ridley's chamber. And PJ headed backwards through pit room. Is he gonna fall in a pit this time? He looks to make it out the pit onto the climb. We keep trying to convince him to do Behemoth, but he is not all about that noise.
I don't like change, Dad. Shit.
Bum, 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 bum. headed up with that wall climb jump. We've got Beef Robber heading out of Series Station. Let's see what his time is going to be. He's heading to that first steam room with 55. But he does get hit by one steam and a slight stutter there. Missing those first two steams, but getting hit by falling near 48-22. This looks like a 44-45 coming out of there for Beef Robber. 44-56. We were right there on that time. We've got PGA Mexican headed to Bomb Chalupa, or as he likes to call him, Bill Cosby. Let's see how Bill Cosby treats PGA Mexican today.
Oh, you know how he does.
Grokemeyer's coming up next. He should be ready to go. He's got 15 seconds to go by what we can see. But probably less in actual time by the time we hear this. We've got Bomb Chalupa. We've got Beef Robber landing. And PJ still trying to farm and take down that bomb. He finally takes him down. While Beef Robber heads over to Parlor. We've got Crokemeyer in Series Station. He called a 46 series. Can he actually call that shot and live up to the hype he has presented for himself? We've got a very, very pitted pit room for Beef Robber. We've got PGA Mexican getting down, headed down towards Super Missiles, running through those Space Pirates, not doing the little jumps that would save just that little bit of extra time, however. We got Crokemeyer finishing up first, Ridley and Beef Robber nabbing that Morph Ball. This could be a tight race, people. The largest offset we have is Kishumo at 7 minutes, 36 seconds. This is not a huge spread, the smallest spread we've seen yet in a tournament to date. And now we have Galen started in the series. Let's see what Galen has to offer us. Wile E. Coyote there in the center bottom screen. While PGA pulls off the mock ball headed towards those super bombs. A slight stutter. Oh, and he gets hit on the way up, losing precious seconds. As Beef Robber heads back from Alpha Missiles up that elevator to pit room. Galen finishing off first Ridley, or was he finished off by first Ridley? Depends on your perspective. We've got Crokemeyer about to head onto Zeebies, and we have our next competitor, Kishumo, going and started. We have all 5 competitors live and running now. This promises to be quite the tournament, people. We've got Crokemeyer making a landing. We've got Beef Robber headed up the climb using that wall climb that is so popular, while Galen escapes with a 44 out of series. And Crokemeyer not getting that 46, not calling that shot like Babe Ruth. PGA Mexican headed down the charge, while Kishumo finishes up on Ridley and Galen starts to land on Planet Zeebies. Beef Robber headed down to Bomb Chalupa, headed across. Is he going to take that risky missile strat, or is he going to play it safe? And he plays it safe, folks. Hey, 1, 2, 3, JRF, how are you doing today? We got Galen landing on Zeebies. We've got Kishumo making his escape. Is he going to get that 46 that Crokemeyer could just not get through? We've got Crokemeyer grabbing that Morph Ball. We've got Kishumo headed up. Let's see what time he has. He is not getting a 46. He has a 45 even. As we have Galen headed down through the climb. We've got PGA Mexican headed across on his way to Craig, going over that water. Let's see how this turns out for him. We all know that Kraid was one of PGA Mexican's largest weakness in past events, but since then he has learned some new strategies, so let's see how that treats him, Cotton. Krokemeyer headed out of Alpha Missiles. Galen headed down the elevator. Beef Robber headed down Terminator. This is a close race. Kishumo landing on Zebus. We finally have all 5 racers touch down on the planet today. PGA's got his heart rate spiking on his way to Kraid. Grabbing those safety missiles. That could cost seconds, but it could save him if he happens to miss those missiles on Kraid. We've got Krokemeyer headed up the climb once again using the wall jump. That is the most popular climb today. Looks like Kishumo had a little bit of difficulty there with the moonfall, but he's keeping going while Galen heads out of Alpha Missiles. Kishumo headed down the elevator. Gotta go get that morph ball while PJ Mexicans heads into Kraid. Let's give him a moment of silence for Kraid, his biggest nemesis. Bum 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 bum. Ba da da ba ba da ba. And he whiffs it on the chin! That is unfortunate, but it is anybody's game right now. Kraid just needs to open his whore mouth. Oh, Kraid is down. Took a little bit of time, but it's anybody's game. We've got Krokemeyer finishing off the bomb through the Kishumo headed out of Alpha Missiles. We got Galen headed up the climb, and Beef Robber headed down. Headed down to Charge Beam. Alright, PJ Mexican headed out of Kraid while Galen heads down to Bomb Sloop and Beef Robber heads out of Charge Beam. We've got Kishumo headed back from the pit room about to entertain the climb. Will he take the same route that everyone else has today and do the wall climb, or will he be doing the Behemoth? He does the Behemoth, the only one out of the pair, and strangely enough, the fastest runner in this event. Maybe there's something to be said there for that method. We've got Galen taking on Bomb Chalupa there in the far right in the bottom. We've got PGA Mexican grabbing that E-Tank while Krokemeyer heads down that elevator. Needs to go and get those super missiles. Looks like we had a slight mistake there from Beef Robber with that Morph Ball bomb. Headed across. How is he going to handle this little bit of water? While Galen takes on the Bomb Chalupa but does not get the quick kill. We've got Krokemeyer into Mach Ball headed towards Super Pow. Kishumo now taking on Bomb Chalupa as Galen heads out. They are starting to get neck and neck here. We got Galen headed out of Alcatraz, no problem there, while Beef Robber heads towards Kraid's Lair's entrance. Krokemeyer headed across as well. Kishumo taking on, and he gets the quick kill. Kishumo gets the quick kill of Bomb Chalupa while Galen grabs the energy tank on his way down to Super Missiles. He has created quite a little bit of a lead there, but we will see if Kishumo can make that time up as Beef Robber heads to Mini Kraid and PGA Mexican grabs those high jump boots. Krokemeyer headed down towards the Charge Beam while Kishumo takes his way to Terminator. Galen headed down the elevator to get those super missiles and Beef Robber heads right into Kraid. Let's see how he handles Kraid today. Charge Beam nabbed by Krokemeyer. Beef Robber with the rising Kraid, and Galen headed to get Mach Ball and those super missiles. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Four slow, but a quick kill by Beef Robber, hoping to close in on some of that handicap time as PGA Mexican starts into the hot rooms. Let's see how he handles the heat. We've got Galen headed out of Super Missile Room. We got Krokemeyer headed to the Red Tower, while Kishumo heads down that elevator on his way to Super Missiles. He is coming up close. Galen getting a little bit of a lead there, I think. He might be a little bit ahead. Beef Robber missing that damage boost, costing him about a half second to a second there as he heads across. PJ Mexican headed to Bubble Mountain. We all know he likes to bubble butts, but how will he handle Bubble Mountain? We've got Krokemeyer. Looks like he had a little bit of a mistake there, but he is still on his way to Kraid's entrance. Kishimo headed down to Big Pink while Galen grabs the missiles on his way to Charge Beam. PJ Mexican hoping for a good farm there. Not getting the super missiles he needs after two farms it took to get the missiles he required. That is going to hurt. Beef Rubber headed out of Kraid's lair as Krokemeyer heads in. And Galen missing that mock ball out of Big Pink. That's gonna hurt. Taking a little bit of damage on the way there as well, but his health is still looking good. Getting hit by that little bug as well. We got Kishimo grabbing that charge beam, pulling up on Galen. If he can get the proper mock ball strats, he might close that gap just a little bit. We got Krokemeyer foregoing the damage boost, headed into Kraid as Beef Rubber grabs the energy tank before high jump boots. PGI Mexican foregoing that super missile there. That is a risky strategy to be taken. It might cost him on his way up towards Phantoon. We will see. Galen getting that fancy damage boost, headed across that water on his way towards Kraid's lair. Krokemeyer taking out Kraid like a pro. That was fast. That's going to save him a little bit of time as PGA heads across Wave Gate on his way to Wave. Beef Rubber out of high jump boots. Galen headed down over into Kraid's lair. He is the last one in. Oh, sorry, he is not. Kishimo's on his way. That was my bad. Galen's headed down to Kraid. Kishimo headed over. That gap is getting ever closer with Kishimo climbing hot on Galen's heels. Beef Rubber in the heat. PGA Mexican headed out of Wave Gate, and Krokemeyer headed out of Kraid with not a worry in the world, while Kishimo heads right in. Galen taking down Mini Kraid. Beef Rubber get rolling on the ground. PGA Mexican headed out, gotta get out of Bubble Mountain on his way up Red Tower. We will see how he handles that today. We got PJ Mexican headed down. We've got Krokemeyer headed out of that energy tank. Looks like he's going for 4 energy tanks here while Kishimo takes that damage boost, heads directly into Kraid, showing us why he is the top speed runner in the tournament today. We've got that 4 slow being done by Galen. He is done with Kraid, but Kishimo is just starting now. That time disintegrates ever further as Beef Rubber goes through without that pre-farm. That may come back to bite him, people. That pre-farm costs you a lot less time than doing an additional farm on the way back. So we will see what that farm takes and how well that treats him. We've got Kishimo. Looks like he missed the quick kill. All that time that Kishimo had made up on Galen, he may have lost a lot of that time, but there is still a lot of race left to go, so we will see what happens. Beef Rubber headed out of Speed Room. PGA Mexican headed over to Red Tower. Will he get Swag Spark? We know he's been practicing this, but will he get it in this run? We will see. Krokemeyer coming out of high jump boots, while Kishimo headed out of the various suit room, and Galen headed out of Kraid's lair. We got Beef Rubber headed over to Wave Gate. Galen grabbing that energy tank. Kishimo not far behind, however. Coming up into the Key Hunter's room, or Flying Space Parts, whatever they're gonna call him. Krokemeyer headed up Business Center, trying to get over into the heat. We'll see how he handles that pressure. PJ Mexican climbing that Red Tower, not getting the hero shot, but will he get up on his second attempt? And he does make it up on his second attempt. Damage boosting through that hellhole. Beef Rubber grabbing Wave Beam as Galen heads down the elevator into Business Center. Kishimo headed out of the lair, hot on his heels. Got Galen missing those Business Center strats that I am so fond of. PJ Mexican hoping to get those damage boosts on his way to Power Bombs. He is having a pretty good run so far today, not having lost a lot of time yet. Beef Rubber headed out of Wave Gate back to Bubble Mountain as Kishimo heads down into Business Center, hot on Galen's heels. Krokemeyer headed. He is up Bubble Mountain, headed down to Speed. Let's see if he makes that early farm or if he chooses to skip it. He skips that farm. Krokomeyer headed down the speed.
Yoko, thank you for that follow, man.
Kishumo headed over, getting those high jump boots as Galen grabs the missiles after high jump boots. We only have about 10-20 seconds between them, and they started with about a minute handicap between them. We got PJ Mexican headed up to the moat room. We got B Frogger. It looks like he's headed out of Business Center now, on his way towards Red Tower, as Galen gets into the heat as well as Krokomeyer goes for that. Let's hope that speed farm treats him well. Does not look like that. It looks like that farm could have saved him. We're on 2. 3 farms. He's headed out short on super missiles, only taking 2. That may have been a tactical mistake, not going for that first farm there. We've got Galen headed down Hellway. Beef Robber headed towards Red Towers. PJ Mexican shine sparks across the ocean. Looks like he's got a little bit lower the health than he may have wanted going into Fantoon. Will he farm to keep it straight, or will he be risky? As everybody here knows, you do not necessarily need to be the fastest to win this race, but you do need to survive. We have lost at least half of our competitors to rips every single invitational we have had, so playing it safe can be a good strategy. Thank you so much, 123. We got Beef Robber. It looks like he may have made a mistake on that red tower. I am not sure. It looks like he was falling down at one point. That may cost him a little bit of time as Galen misses the jump up Bubble Mountain, giving Quiche...
I don't, Yoko.
Giving Quiche a little bit of room there to keep going. Looks like Quiche can make up some time here. Keep that lead going. Kishumo has actually, in fact, passed Galen. He has passed Galen despite the offset. So it looks like Galen has some makeup work to do here to keep in the race. But it is anybody's game. Anybody can rip at any time. PJ taking on Fantoon. We all know what kind of a big-ass dick Fantoon is. He does miss that X Factor, though. So now it's all about survival. For PJ Mexican as Beef Robber heads up the elevator. Getting hit on his way up the elevator. Gotta cross that moat and over the ocean as Galen heads out of speed boost. Hishumo headed through Wave Gate. Almost missing that platform there, but he does hit it, folks. He must be on the edge of his seat right now. Galen's trying desperately to make up that time, while Beef Robber headed up over to Moat, taking out those space pirates. PJ Mexican still going hard against Fantoon. He is losing some time here, but he is still very much in the race. 160 health, not bad. His missile count, not the best, however. We got Kishumo headed out of Wave, making that jump. Galen headed over to Wave, maybe making up a little bit of that time, but it looks like Kishumo might be pulling ahead. We have a tactical blunder by Krokomeyer headed up the lower parts of Red Tower. He might be able to make that up with a good hero shot here, however. Headed up, not getting the hero shot. Let's see if he gets up in 2, though. He does get it up in 2. PJ Mexican making it past Fantoon with just 90 energy. That has to be a big relief for our pace car, PJ Mexican. We've got Beef Robber headed into Fantoon now. It looks like he's made up a lot of time on PGA. He did have only a 3-minute, 38-second offset. So depending on how long Fantoon takes Beef Robber, depends on how much time. We've got the damage boost for Krokomeyer, but he did not get the ideal damage boost. PJ Mexican headed into those super missiles while we've got Beef Robber taking on Fantoon. It looks like he's going for a slow right now. A slow could give PJ Mexican a little bit of breathing room as Galen heads out of Business Center. Krokomeyer headed up to Moat and Ocean, and Kishumo headed over to Red Tower. Oh, Galen is not. That is not where he is headed. He is headed over to Red Tower. PJ Mexican trying to head out here. That Addict Spark is going to be crucial. It looks like Beef Robber is getting some pretty slow patterns here out of Fantoon. We'll see how that affects that discrepancy between the two runners. PJ Mexican might have a little bit of trouble there depending on how that power bomb shakes out. He is not having luck with those sparks hitting him in the nuts. He might lose a little bit of time here, but Beef Robber still has to pull off that Shine Spark, people. Don't forget that as he finishes Phantoon. Took a little bit of time, but it's still, I believe he has gained some time back in that discrepancy between PGI Mexican and Beef Robber. Galen bonking, however, he must be frustrated right now, and it is showing as he heads up Red Tower without the hero shot. This is unfortunate to see a runner struggle like this, but like I said, it is still anybody's game. Anybody can rip at any time. Kishumo headed out of power bombs, headed up. He's gonna be taking that moat. He's gonna be hoping here to increase that lead on Galen when he goes through Phantoon. Krokemeyer into Phantoon. He is our third competitor to take on Phantoon. How will he be treated today? PGA Mexican going through, not getting those two jumps right there.
Faux show. Hey, Dad.
Yes.
Hi.
Hi. We've got Krokemeyer.
I feel like everyone else mutes you. I actually like hearing all of the commentary.
Thank you.
I'm not gonna lie, it makes me like slightly more nervous, but it's so good that I don't care.
It's fun.
It is. It is.
That's what this is all about.
Exactly.
Alright, so we have PJ Mexican headed towards Gravity. It looks like we have Beef Robber foregoing the Addict Spark. I don't know if he missed it. We missed that there. But that does give him a little bit of time. And we have a couple of missed shots there by Beef Robber, having a rough Addict. He gives a little bit of that time he could have saved back to PGA Mexican, while Galen is headed up to Ocean and Moat. Krokemeyer still taking on Phantoon. It's like he might have been having a little bit of difficulty. We'll see how that goes. Kishumo headed down towards Phantoon. Galen makes that. Is he going to try? No, he does not try for Ocean Fly to make up time. He just sparks right across as Krokemeyer still fighting Phantoon. Does not look like this is going the best for our friend Krokemeyer. While Beef Robber is headed across the Spike Room, PGA Mexican headed down back to the Vagina of Doom Room. Beef Robber get into bowling. Galen over to Wreck Ship as Krokemeyer finishes off Phantoon. Looks like he had a little bit of difficulty there, but it is still anybody's game as Kishumo is in at Phantoon. Galen still headed down. Looks like Kishumo is increasing that lead by just a little bit, but it looks like Kishumo may be having a little bit of difficulty here with Phantoon. It does not look like this is going in an ideal manner. We are going with Galen. He missed that speed boost strat through. That should not cost him much time, but it is a few seconds as we have our final competitor into Phantoon, Galen. Kishumo still fighting him. A relatively fast Phantoon, but it looks like it still was pretty difficult. Sorry, Galen. Looks like Galen chose to partake in alcohol prior to this race, and it looks like it may be affecting him from what he is saying in Discord.
I like his style.
That's how you run. That's how you do good. Although PGA Mexican going for that safety energy, he is trying to finish this race. He is betting on the completion versus the speed. We will see if that strategy pays off. We do have a spark across the room by Krokemeyer, but he does miss one of those key hunters, having to take them out. Galen taking down Phantoon. That looked like a pretty fast Phantoon to me. Maybe making up a little bit of that time that he has lost that is so precious to Kishumo as Beef Robber heads back down towards Vagina Room. We got Krokemeyer headed into bowling. PGA Mexican, our first competitor, into Meridia, still maintaining that lead he started with. It's going to be interesting how he handles Batwoon. Batwoon can be one of the biggest penises in the game, and that is not just because he is shaped like one. But if PGA Mexican can get a good Batwoon, he will actually be able to save a little bit of time here, I feel, depending on how his closest competitors are able to pull that off, which would be Beef Robber coming hot on his heels. It does look like he has closed the gap some since the start of the race, but PJ Mexican has gained a second or two back here due to some blunders in the wreck ship. We've got
Galen on my heels, Cotton.
We've got Galen coming up, headed out of wreck ship, making those shots, taking that energy farm there. Might have cost him a few seconds. We do not know if he has that to spare, as Kishumo is headed through almost into bowling. Krokemeyer headed to Gravity Suit, and Beef Robber laying that power bomb, cracking the Crystal Tube headed up towards Batoon. PJ Mexican into Batoon right now. Let's see how he handles this. It's all about that X Factor. That X Factor, he got 3 of 4, and he was able to dispense with the other one, but he did miss 2 supers. 3 supers missed. This is going to be rough here. He's going to have to rely on those regular missiles, but that is a dicey proposal at best, people. Looks like Pete Anderson is having some trouble with good old Dick Monster as Beef Robber heads down, getting closer and closer on PGA's heels. How Beef Robber's Batoon goes may determine the fate of this race as Galen heads who bowling, trying to get that 2 jump rather than the 3. Krokemeyer headed down the elevator. Kishumo headed right now into Gravity Room as Krokemeyer heads down to Vagina Room. Batoon is down for PGA Mexican. Can he get the happy here? He is going to have to stop for a farm though. He has no supers and he will need at least 2. Looks like we did miss 2 of those sparks, those X Factors for Beef Robber. He is being a little bit more conservative with his use of those supers, however. That is a good strategy, but he does whiff 1, 2, 3. He has whiffed the same amount as PJ Mexican, and this Batoon may have just gotten a little bit scarier here. We've got PJ Mexican doing his farm. We do not know why he is farming this much. He only needed 2 of those to continue. But will he get the happy to try and make up some of that time as Beef Robber finishes up and takes down Batoon? Galen grabbing that grab suit. Kishumo headed down the elevator. Krokemeyer breaking the pipe, headed up towards Batoon. People are getting closer and closer, neck and neck, as PGA Mexican makes his way towards Dr. Dre. Kishumo stopping for a little bit of farming there. That is a good strategy. He does have a commanding lead here right now on Galen, but he does have a lot of time to make up on those competitors who started before him. Kishumo, keep in mind, is coming in with a controller. He's at less than a week, and he has been having some difficulty adjusting to that new controller, as we can see here. However, Beef Robber headed into Dragon. While PJ is in Dragon, he is hot on those heels. There is only about 20-30 seconds. He made up a lot of time on that Batoon. PGA Mexican's going to have an excellent Dragon here to keep his lead. We will see how this shakes out. We've got Galen headed across Vagina Room, headed down Red Tower. Krokemeyer headed now into Batoon. We'll see how that treats him as Kishumo has headed up through Meridia towards Batoon. Beef Robber nailing a happy. Beef Robber did nail the full happy as for Ancient Gamer, which did give him a lot of time to spare. PJ going for some safety strats with all of those extra super missiles, but he is taking a strange strat here and not trying to spark. We'll see. He is getting that spark. We've got Beef Robber getting a little low on energy. This is a little bit sketchy, people. He could lose a lot of time here. PJ Mexican still gonna help, but he is out of missiles, so this is gonna have to be a spark here to finish off this. But he misses his short charge. The pressure is getting to him, but Beef Robber's energy is getting sketchy a little bit better. PJ Mexican and Beef Robber only separated by about 60 points in energy, but PJ cannot get a short charge for the life of him. But Beef Robber struggling with the same thing. They are neck and neck, both having the same issues, allowing Krokemeyer, Kishumo, and Galen to make up some of that handicap time. Beef Robber down to 64 health. We hope we don't see another rip here, but we will see what happens. PJ Mexican finishing Dragon. Finishing Dragon as Beef Robber continues this sketchy Dragon. He's trying for the X Factor, but he did miss those. But one of them hits miraculously, taking down Dragon. He has to feel a great sense of relief with that magical X Factor as PJ Mexican heads out of Dragon, having grabbed that space jump. Kishumo headed across. Looks like he is going to try a full happy. Oh, but Kishumo whiffs the full happy, taking the slow route all the way across. Galen trying to take on Batoon. He is going to need an excellent Batoon to try and make up for some of this time loss, but Kishumo has given him a chance. If he can pull off that full happy, that could be the difference and give Galen a chance to catch up to his next closest competitor in Kishumo. Beef Robber headed out of Dragon now. PJ Mexican all the way across the long room, headed over to the big pufferfish. Galen taking down Batoon. Let's see if he can get this full happy, or if he is going to even attempt it. He needs this full happy to make up that time, as Krokemeyer is taking on, but he misses that Shine Spark across the head of Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre having to resort to some missiles there. Looks like he's going to try an X Factor here. Kishumo is to try and save some extra time. Galen going here, trying to get it. Is he going for it, or is he just going to get a happy? Beef Robber headed out. Headed to Pufferfish. PJ Mexican doing a farm. I do not know if that is a smart strategy, Cotton. With the amount of space that Beef Robber has made up on him, that may be sketchy. We got Krokemeyer having a little bit of difficulty there with Batoon. Not Batoon, Dr. Dre, as Kishumo finishes him off. Looks like Kishumo has caught up to Krokemeyer. He is making his way up the ranks right now. We've got Krokemeyer trying to get the spike suit. We've got Kishumo headed through. It looks like Kishumo, yes, has now officially pulled ahead of Krokemeyer. He is now ahead of Krokemeyer and Galen, as Galen tries and heads down to Dr. Dre. PGA Mexican farming inexplicably before getting plasma. That is a definite time waste there. As we have Beef Robber getting the plasma only a short 10 seconds after PGA, he is going to have to be cognizant of those time saves if he wants to stay ahead of Beef Robber. Galen getting ready to take out Dr. Dre. We've got Krokemeyer out of Dr. Dre, Kishumo out of Dr. Dre. It looks like he's all the way across. Kishumo getting a little bit more time here on Krokemeyer as PJ Mexican heads out. Sorry, AJ. We've got Beef Robber headed down, headed out from there as well. Hot on the heels. What is that? Maybe 5 seconds, 6 seconds of separation. He was closing that gap. PJ's got to be feeling the heat right now, as Galen trying to take out Dr. Dre, but having a little bit of difficulty there as well. Kishumo is slowly catching up as Galen struggles with Dr. Dre. Nobody wants to see this kind of struggling here. We hope he catches up here in this race, but either way, it is going to be a good time. We are going to try and have some fun. It is a fun race for everybody involved. Beef Robber headed across with that interesting strategy of taking out the mini Dre's on his way across. I have not seen that before. PJ Mexican looks like he has actually gained a few seconds here. I am not sure where those seconds came from, but he has probably just lost them, headed across and bonking there. Depends on how Beef Robber handles this room. Galen grabbing space jump, Kishumo grabbing plasma as Krokemeyer heads down to plasma. Looks like Krokemeyer may have made up a few seconds, and Beef Robber making up a few more seconds. We are about, what is that, 6-7 seconds. We are going back and forth with that time differential between PGA and Beef Robber as Galen heads up with a very impressive space jump out of there. Galen's headed up. He is but he misses the spark back. That is going to cost him. He can feel this slowly escaping his clutches as Krokemeyer does a strange morph ball down out of plasma. Kishumo headed down towards the mini Dre's, and PJ Mexican headed to ice. It looks like we had a bit of a flop by both Beef Robber and PJ Mexican there. We are down to about 3 seconds between the two as Galen heads through Pufferfish Room and Krokemeyer heads down to Mini Dre's as well. Kishumo mimicking that same destruction of the mini Dragons, but he does fall in the pit, which allows a little bit of time back for Krokemeyer, and he desperately needs that time right now. Beef Robber, it looks like he messed up his strat there, falling into the lava, and we are neck and neck. We are talking about tenths of a second difference between Beef Robber and PGA Mexican. They went through that door at the exact second. They are tied exactly to the millisecond right now. This is a close race, and we officially have more people making it this far down to Lower Norfair than we have had in any race to this point. This is the best competitive performance we have had to date. We have Krokemeyer headed down to Business Center on his way to ice. PGA Mexican foregoing the energy refill, but Beef Robber did take it. That gives PGA a few seconds, and he did have the health to pull that off. He shouldn't need that extra 34, but we will see how that pans out. Galen headed out, missing one of those space pirates on his way out of plasma. As he slowly falls behind, Kishumo grabbing the ice beam, Croak grabbing the ice beam, about 6 seconds between the two of those. We will see if Crocomeyer can catch up here today. PGA out of the lava, Beefrobber out of the lava, both through the door, headed down to lower North. 1, 2, 3, 2.5 seconds between the two of them. This is keeping it tight right here. We all know PGA likes to keep it Brockmeyer, but right now we're keeping it tight. Crocomeyer getting hit on his way. That is going to cost him a few seconds as Galen heads through Mini Crate Room. He is trying desperately to catch up as Beefrobber heads through. Is he going to get the fast pillars? Because that could give him some time. Looks like he's having a little bit of difficulty here. Will he hit it? Oh, it looks like he actually missed the fast pillars, giving PGA some precious seconds that he needs. But it looks like his movement through Pillar Room is a little bit more on point than PGA's, getting him a little bit of that lost time back. Crocomeyer skipping the energy refill, getting a great move through that room. Going really fast as Kishumo heads down into Lava Dive. Crocomeyer has lost a few more seconds, and Galen just now heading to ice. PGA Mexican fumbling a little bit on that climb up, getting hit and knocked back twice here. Losing some of that oh so precious energy going through. While Beefrobber headed in tight on his heels, he has cut it back down to about 2 seconds. But both of them fell and into the lava, taking a bit of damage. But PGA Mexican's health is a little bit sketchier. That may come back to bite him, however, when he needs to farm on his way to Ridley. We are about a second and a half between those two. Crocomeyer headed through the room. Looks like he just wasted a power bomb, however, unless he gets fast pillars. That could come back to bite Crocomeyer. Looks like he's going to have to try. Kishumo missing fast pillars, however, which may give Crocomeyer a second. If he can get those fast pillars, that may just be what he needs to catch up. Looks like he is not doing fast pillars, though. No, he has forgone that as well. Kishumo maintaining that lead, but getting in that lava dive. Crocomeyer a little bit more health. That may come and help. We got Beefrobber pulling ahead of PGA Mexican. He's about 3 to 4 seconds behind, maybe more. With that sketchy health, Beefrobber's got that health that he needs. PGA is going to be forced to farm, but it's still anybody's game. You never know how this is going to turn out. Looks like Beefrobber is having a little bit of difficulty with those key hunters. We've got PGA Mexican taking one down. Onto the second, still about 6 to 7 seconds behind. Crocomeyer headed up towards that lava room as Galen makes his way through Lava Dive, headed to Lower Norfair with that very sick damage boost right there. Very impressive move, despite the time he's behind. Hey, Maddie, what's up? Thank you for the host, 123. We have Beefrobber in Ridley. We have PGA Mexican still headed to Ridley. We will see how this pans out. Beefrobber taking some damage early, but it is still pretty good moving here. PGA Mexican making it into Ridley. He has done the farm to save some health, but he's going to need a really good Ridley to make up some time here. Galen going for fast pillars. Crocomeyer headed down on his way to Ridley. Kishumo headed across into the Key Hunter room. Galen headed through the pillars. Did not get fast pillars. Trying to make up some of that precious time, but above all else, this is all about fun. We got PJ Mexican taking on Ridley. He's going to need this to be great. Beefrobber taking a lot of damage. This does not look to be going in Beefrobber's favor right now, but he does take him out with 165 left. Still a substantial lead here, but will he go for the safety tank? He does. He does go for the safety tank, so if PGA does not go for the safety tank, it could give him a little bit of that time that he has lost back. But he is at 160. That is going to be a very sketchy endeavor. What will he do? Crocomeyer taking out those space pirates with those advanced strats. As Kishumo taking on Ridley as well, making up that time. PJ Mexican's Ridley is down, and he does forego, but he whiffs on the entrance to the door. They're about a room apart now. Thank you for the host, Matt. 1UpX Esports. PGA Mexican about 7 seconds behind Beef Robber. As we come into the final stretch here of this race, Kishumo still working on Ridley, but he has really pulled it tight as Galen heads across through the big hoppers, trying to head down to the Key Hunter room. That Beef Robber is now escaping. Looks like he has taken a little bit of damage and taken a few hits on the way out. PGA Mexican's health is not bad coming out of here, but his super count is a little suspect. Now, keep in mind, people, PGA Mexican is known for over-farming the bugs on his way to Mother Brain. If he cuts out some of that farm, he may be able to make some of that time back as Krokomeyer taking on Ridley. Kishumo is already out of Ridley, headed across, headed out. He has low health, but that should not affect him. Beef Robber headed out through those nasty little Key Hunters, getting damaged, not a damage list as PGA heads up to the Key Hunters. Galen headed over across to Ridley. We'll see how he performs here. Oh, we have a surprise rip! Krokomeyer has ripped! Krokomeyer has ripped! I am so sorry! Krokomeyer! That is an unfortunate that is an unfortunate turn of events, guys. Let's go and cover that up. Alright, we're down to 4 racers. PGA Mexican headed out. Getting hit, though. It looks like that Moonfall may be causing him some problems. As Beef Robber heads out, increasing that time gap there as Kishumo headed out through the Key Hunter room while Galen is taking on Ridley. But can we have a quick moment of silence for our dear departed friend, Krokomeyer? And back to the action. We are sorry, Krokomeyer. We are sorry. We have PJ Mexican headed out with those Key Hunters. Beef Robber just increasing that gap. It looks like this is going to be a little bit of a loss here. PJ Mexican may need a rip from Beef Robber to be able to pull this off, or a failed baby skip, and PJ's first ever baby skip. That is what could save him now. Kishumo headed out hot on PGA's heels, while Galen heads out of Ridley. We'll see how this goes. Kishumo's health is a little bit weak. We will see if that affects him at all as PGA heads out of Bubble Mountain. Beef Robber headed up the elevator, headed to Meridia to make his way towards Tourney. We have Beef Robber in Meridia. PJ Mexican headed through the hot rooms. Galen headed headed on his escape from Lower Norfair. Kishumo headed down Bubble Mountain. PJ Mexican through the Frog Room. Kishumo is catching up to PGA, but can he hold on for second place right now while Beef Robber has a little bit of a commanding lead? Probably about 40 seconds, 30-40 seconds at this point, headed up through those rooms. How much Beef Robber stops the farm and PGA stop the farm could be the difference. We know that PGA does need some farming for those supers. Beef Robber making a few tactical errors with his movement. We have one farm out of Beef Rob. He only goes for one farm that gets him up to full supers. 309 and full supers, but he whiffs a couple of missiles there as PGA is headed up through Meridia. I usually do 1, 2, 3. I just forgot it this time. That's my bad. PGA Mexican headed up through Meridia. We've got Kishumo headed into the tube for Meridia, while Beef Robber heads up to the surface. We've got Galen escaping Lower Norfair here, and Kishumo hot on his tails. About 15 seconds separates the two competitors here. If PGA does not get a beta skip and Kishumo does, that could be that time that will be made up here. Beef Robber headed through. Let's see if he can hold on to this lead. Kishumo whipping that wall climb there. Beef Robber not getting the entrance through that, however, as PGA shoots that load, headed up to the surface as Galen makes his escape through those pillars. We got PGA Mexican headed up the elevator to the surface. Beef Robber headed through the long room over to the Golden Girls as Galen makes his way into Bubble Butt Mountain. Kishumo headed up to the surface as well. Beef Robber the first into the Golden Girls room. 314 on energy, 8 super missiles, 15 regular missiles. PGA wishing to be screwed in the behind. Missing that speed boost. That is unfortunate. He has just thrown away a little bit of time there. This is unfortunate. Kishumo has now passed him by, and we do not know if he is going to be able to reclaim that time. It depends on how Kishumo handles Turian. We will see. Of course, a rip is always possible. Catch-up is always on the horizon. PGA Mexican about 10 seconds behind Kishumo as Beef Robber headed down first into Turian. Kishumo headed through into the long hallway as Beef Robber takes that elevator down. PGA headed to the long hallway as well. Can either of them make up the time that Beef Robber is slowly building up for this lead? We do not know, people. Beef Robber head, will he go one by one for Metroid, saving time but risking supers? It looks like he is, but it is costing him those supers. That could come back to bite him if the drops are not his friend. He does get back up to 10, so he has not yet been affected by that strategy. PJ Mexican in the Golden Girls, washing his face with his hands. You can see the sweat and the intensity of the moment is getting to him right now. Beef Robber, he is having a little bit of difficulty with those Metroids, however, giving Kishumo the time he might need to pull ahead in this race as Galen heads up to the surface. The last one to the surface here. Whew. We are continuing along to go. We have Beef Robber headed through last of the Metroids here. At least the non-baby Metroids. PJ Mexican headed down into Turian. Kishumo into Turian as well. About a 8 to 10 second gap. Beef Robber, let's see if he shoots out that statue, because if he does, Kishumo may actually kill him. He does! Kishumo, are you going to actually kill Beef Robber for shooting that statue? Kishumo having a little bit of difficulty right there. We do not expect to see that out of our veteran runners here. We will see how that affects him. Beef Robber going for that baby skip. PGA grouping those Metroids. He is not dead, but that was a close call right there. He has got to be wiping sweat off of his brow as Beef Rob goes for the baby skip. Something's a little bit off, though, with the baby skip. Can he hold it together? Beef Robber going for that skip. And he does not. He does not make that skip. Beef Robber leaving room for PGA Mexican and Kishumo to catch up right here. That is unfortunate. There's a lot of time. Kishumo, if he does not get that baby skip, this race may very well be Beef Robber's to lose at this point. Kishumo headed through. He's a big advocate of not shooting that statue. Kishumo not shooting the statue, but Beef Robber pausing, giving away even more time. Oh, is it not? That is a strategy. That is a skip right there. That is a good strategy, reducing some of that time. We were wrong. Galen finally in Golden Girls, headed down towards Turian. PJ Mexican's going to attempt. He's going to attempt the baby skip. Kishumo failing the baby skip. If PJ Mexican pulls off the impossible here and gets his first ever baby skip, he could be right back in this race. One. And he does not.
And no.
Like, I knew it from your second jump. Your second jump was fucked. Still, however, this is 1, 2, 3, 4 competitors still in the race as Galen makes his way into Turian. This is the first time we have had so many competitors make it this far. Will we have 4 competitors finish this race? We have PJ Mexican taking safe strats, trying to finish this race, because you know, it's about pride at this point. He's got to finish. He does not want to get Lucied.
Hey, don't put words in my mouth. Maybe I
Beef Robber taking on Mother Brain. He's got to still watch out for that Ketchup. Ketchup could kill him. He has the lead. It is Beef Robber's game. I think it was 3 finished last time, AG. I may be wrong. We have Beef Robber's race to lose. Galen headed down. PJ Mexican headed to Zeb Skip. Will he be able to complete it? Kishumo at Mother Brain 1. Yep. It looks like unless something drastically wrong happens to Beef Robber and escape, this is his race to lose. We've got Kishumo Kishumo here. In Mother Brain, we've got Galen looking for the baby skip. He might be the only to compete it, which may be a matter of pride. So while Galen may be the last competitor to finish, he is the only competitor to get baby skip. PJ Mexican into Mother Brain. Let's hope for no catch-up. Beef Robber on the final act. Kishumo not yet through. Catch-up. Kishumo, is it charging? Is it charging? It is. Kishumo on the final wave. It's basically over for him. He just has to finish out. PGA trying not to rip here. He does want to finish this race. His pride is on the line, missing that first catch-up. We've got Kishumo finishing off. Beef Robber almost done here. Beef Robber getting the shit beat out of his baby Metroid. While Galen struggles something mighty getting through here on MB1. He is going to have...
that would have fucking sucked.
He's going to have the need to have a really clean Mother Brain to finish this race. But PGA is in to finish. Beef Robber is going to finish. Kishumo is going to finish. Will Galen finish as well? We are in the final moments. Unless, like I said, unless something drastically bad happens to Beef Robber, it looks like he may own this race. Followed close on the heels by Kishumo, PGA Mexican, and then Galen. Assuming Ketchup does not finish off our fair drunken friend. I'm sorry, Krokemeyer. We've got Beef Robber finishing off Mother Brain 2. We've got Galen in Mother Brain 1. PJ Mexican about to start. Kishumo a little bit ahead. Beef Robber's getting ready to head out. PGA getting fed by baby. Kishumo done being fed. Baby Metroid's dead. Beef Robber on his way out of escape. Galen going to finish as well. All four competitors here will finish this race at this point. Beef Robber just needs to hold it together for a few short more minute maybe at most. PGA Mexican gonna finish. Kishumo still taking on Mother Brain 1.
Yeah, I'm gonna get the rare escape rip.
The rare escape rip. Now, keep this in mind, people. Beef Robber was our second least handicapped runner. Followed by Galen and then Kishumo. Kishumo did do a valiant job rising up those ranks, rising ahead of Galen, ahead of Krokemeyer, to finish only second to Beef Robber here. PGA Mexican, our most handicapped runner. Still having a great run, finishing up in this high-pressure situation. Beef Robber headed up final ascent, headed out to the ship. Kishumo headed through the escape, about to spark up. Galen finally on final phase. PGA Mexican finishing Mother Brain, going for that third place finish, which is still nothing to scoff at here. Beef Robber has finished. He is our first place winner. We need to message that Beef Robber here. Dragon was Dragon. We've got Kishumo headed up and out on his final leg out. PJ Mexican finishing off escape. Galen still finishing off Mother Brain. But this is still a fantastic tournament here. Beef Robber passing up the hat, which means second or third place can get it. Kishumo done with the race. Kishumo finishing in second. Now we gotta send a message to Kishumo. Alright, PJ Mexican headed up final spark. Galen headed through the escape. Kishumo finished. Beef Robber finished. First place goes to Beef Robber. Second place goes to Kishumo. Third place will go to PGA Mexican. Galen bringing up fourth of 6. Still, completing the race is an honor by itself. Well, first place was a hat. Or Actually, any... So, we need to get an answer out of Kishumo here. So, Beef Robber's winning some Steam games, because he doesn't want the hat. Hell's Vector, thank you for joining the chat, for joining our Discord. PJ finishing the race in third. And we've got Galen just finishing his way up and out. Finishing all up. And we have our last competitor, Galen, finished up. We are going to sort the prizes. Thank you guys all for joining us today for this hype and fantastic Super Metroid Invitational. I think this turned out rather well. I think everybody had a good time. We only got one person talking in Discord. PJ, did you have a good time?
I always have a great time, and thank you for fucking hosting this every fucking month. It's some of the most fun I ever have. Rip, win, lose, doesn't matter. It's fucking amazing. Your commentary is awesome. The setup's awesome. The quality that's put into it is very apparent for anyone that's watching. So thank you so much, man. You're the fucking best.
Thank you so much, and thank you for coming around to compete and join us. Galen, looks like Galen went to save the animals. Saving them animals. Thank you everybody for coming out. Galen's done with his race. Thank you guys all for being here. Have a great day. Who are we gonna host today? Who's gonna get this big ol' hosty host?
You let me know. We'll do the same thing.
Let's see. What Super Metroid?
Guys, thank you so much for being here.
Thank
Saturday.
you for
There's so many other
being
things.
a friend.
There's so many other things you can be doing at any given moment. You're choosing to spend time with me, with us, with everyone that was here. I hope you appreciated it. Everyone that was in the race, I hope you do us all a favor and drop them a follow, drop them a like, drop them a sub on YouTube, wherever they are. You know, this community is one of the best communities I've been a part of. It's amazing. So, you know, they're all deserving of your time and support. So I hope you do that. And thank you for the support from me. And, of course, our host, Metadog, one over here. My dad, what's up? Thank you guys so much. You're the best. I hope you have a great Saturday. I hope you have a great rest of your weekend. If I don't see you, I love you.
Same.
Who we hosting?
We hosting Freya's Spirit.
We are more happy about that than the fucking
Wait, I gotta go fast.
entrance.
Oh, Jess. Oh, jeez. We're gonna mute that. Thank you guys so much for being here. We're gonna host Freya's Spirit. Thank you for joining us. Have a great day. Love you. As always, Metadog1 signing off. We will see you again on Monday.